8:05. Welcome to it. This is another broadcast, and it's brought to you courtesy of Government Communication and Information System, the GCIS, together with the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. The name is Karabo Lance. Glad to be in your company for the next hour this evening. As we always do on a Thursday, we're bringing you very interesting information that I would like you to, and would like to invite you really to be part of and to take part in as we discuss these issues of utmost importance. We've got a toll-free number, which is 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. That number is a toll-free number if you're going to be calling from a landline. We're also available on Facebook and Twitter. I've been told by my colleagues that social media is standing by. I can see it. The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development were available there, as well as Twitter, DOJCD_ZA, DOJCD_ZA were available there. And like we always do, we're going to be discussing a topic that I believe that you're going to find it very, very interesting. Tonight we're talking about high courts in South Africa. Have you heard people saying Kitoisa High Court? Or stories that we've seen on the media of people, going to the High Court and presenting themselves. I mean, the one that I can think of just recently is what we call the Dross rape case, and we saw that happening in the High Court, and we're going to be finding out exactly how that works and so forth. I can't do it. I don't have that type of information, and hence I've asked Advocate Matome Mudiba. He's a legal administration officer at the DOJCD Gauteng Regional Office. And Dr. Mudiba, thank you so much for coming for the fourth time now this time around, eh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so welcome to you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to be in the studio and to impart my little knowledge to the listeners at home.
He calls it little knowledge. You'll be surprised at the knowledge this man has. I would like to ask you to interact with him, by the way, as well. Interact with him on 0800 142 446, that number being a toll-free number. Otherwise, you can send your comments and questions on Facebook, the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. And Twitter, it's DOJCD_ZA. That's DOJCD_ZA. And you can express your feelings there and ask any questions or comments that you might be having. You can ask in any language of your choice. You're more than welcome to do that. All right. We're going to be conducting this chat in English mainly. All right. But if you call in and perhaps you would like to ask ka leme la geno, mhlambe ufuna ukukhuluma, ufuna ukuthetha, you're more than welcome to do that. Kwamba ne, I'm saying it right. I just don't know how to construct, but I know in Venda you uyamba ne. Am I correct in that? It's Venda.
Abakwamba.
Yeah, there we go. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome. I'll be very delighted to hear from you. Of course, there could be one or two languages that are going past the ear, but should that happen, I might ask you to translate in English. On controls, it's Mosoto Stone. And on telecommunications, he flew all the way from Cape Town to be part of this broadcast and is the man himself who's handling our parliamentary office. His name is Mfundo Magaba. Mfundo's with us this evening. Very delighted. All right, let's jump into it. Tata Mudiba, talking about the high courts in South Africa. A couple of months ago, we talked about other courts. We've made reference to other courts as well, one being the child court, right? Children's court.
Children's Court.
We've talked about that. And tonight we're exploring this one. And this is the High Court. What is the High Court? And we're going to jump into how it works and so forth. Tell us about it.
Look, people must understand that the High Court deals with, it exceeds the jurisdiction. I will say it has more power to listen to matters that cannot be heard in the magistrate court. And further, in the High Court, people must understand that the High Court goes to a situation where it analyzes or change in a normal way. We say changing of decisions of the magistrate court, which means when you appeal a case in the High Court.
coming from the magistrate court.
Yes.
All right, maybe it's a good time for us to pause right there and take a couple of steps down on the hierarchy. Maybe let's paint the hierarchy of courts. Let's start from the bottom until we get to the very top, so we can understand in which position or in which level does the High Court belong to.
Look, as we know, in our areas where we sit in our townships, we have the magistrate courts,
Okay.
which will have the district. From the district is those petty minor offenses. Stealing of a chicken.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it.
These are cases that you hear in our townships. Then when you add value, you go, the more it becomes so serious, then we go to the regional court.
Right.
In that magistrate court.
Yeah.
When there is rape and it goes up, it goes to the regional court.
Okay.
From the regional court, then there is that Dross case. For example, I will give just for the listeners to see the hierarchy.
Okay.
Then is when you go to the High Court.
Okay.
After the High Court, it's either you are not happy, then you go to Supreme Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Yes. I think let me not dwell much on that one, but I will come back to the High Court.
All right.
As we know, we were having questions like in the olden days. We know the Transvaal, the High Court of the former Transvaal was the Pretoria Court.
Okay. All right.
That is now, when you see now, when you look at when you look at the structures of a High Court, when you know Joburg, they will tell you there is a Joburg High Court, which is
South. South. Is it the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the Joburg South.
Right.
Then is the NPA. It goes with the seat. Then the Pretoria is the High Court. Is the provincial division. Is the main seat.
Okay.
The Johannesburg is the local.
Okay.
We will say, because when it started in Pretoria. The Pretoria is the mother body for the former Transvaal. You know, they will, when you check the statutes, even now, at least it was changed, but it is the main seat that will deal with cases from Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng.
Right.
Certain parts of Gauteng. So that is why now, when we look at this new dispensation, bring justice to the people, is when we see all the provinces now have a seat of a High Court. That is why tomorrow there is the opening of a court in Mpumalanga.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, I think one of our colleagues, Nontlantla, has gone there. Yeah.
That is why now you can see colleagues renally the opening of the High Courts. Not that the High Courts were not going there. There were cases where High Court seat was called Circuit Court. There are cases that you were heard in certain areas. There were set circuit courts. For instance, you'll hear that there was a circuit court in Middelburg. There was a circuit court in Nelspruit. But there were periodical courts that will sit to alleviate most of cases to come to Pretoria.
Right.
So in that High Court, practically, the difference with the magistrate court and the High Court. In the High Court, we have judges. Mm-hmm. In the magistrate court, we have the magistrates. Even the regional court, we have the magistrates.
Right.
So in the High Court, cases are heard most is either by one judge with many years of practical experience. You don't complete today, you become a judge.
Oh, so you've got magistrates and you've got judges.
Yes.
You didn't know. I didn't know.
So Magistrates are presiding in the local courts or regional courts. In the High Court is judges. And judges comes from various fields. Advocates, attorneys, magistrates. You apply, then you become a judge. It will need a vast experience for you to become
But you
a
would
judge.
you would have had to have many years of experience in
Yes.
those fields of application. I got fields of application. You mean those that you're
the
mentioning
civil,
now?
the criminal, and
yes.
yes.
So you would have had to have many years of
practice.
Approximately how many? Or does it is go on its own merits? They look at merits, or how does it work?
Normally, it will depend on first even your reputation as a person
Even your reputation as a wow.
when you deal with cases. So the more you have from 5 years and so on, they start to look at your reputation, how you deal with your clients, how you conduct yourself. Those things add value when they have to appoint a person to become a judge.
But now tell me something. So now, when you apply to be a judge, who then decides? Who do you apply to?
Normally, they will be like previously where they were appointing judges. There will be names nominated from the bars, from bar councils, which are advocates.
Oh, up or a bus.
A bar is an organization. It's an affiliation. Bar.
Ay,
No. Bus. I mean,
or bus. The first thing that came to my mind is bogo.
all right. According to us as advocates, we have
Wow, bar,
a bar. It's
Yes.
you affiliate in that association.
Oh, wow, okay.
A general bar
Yes.
for advocates.
Right.
But for attorneys, that is why we had law society, law council.
Okay, yes. The
That
law
is-
council. Yes. I see one in Sunnyside. There's one there.
Yes.
Law council of, yeah.
Yes. So that is the distinction of
Sheesh.
advocate and judges. Remember, when judges are chosen, they must be of a vast experience in category of matters. If you want to be a judge of the labor court, you must be good in labor. If criminal, you are good in criminal. Civil, divorce, and
so forth, yeah.
according. Remember, when the matter is of Mpumalanga, now, because there is a high court there,
Yeah.
it will go to the high court of Mpumalanga
Yeah.
to avoid the queues in Pretoria.
Okay. All right. Yes. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And remember the court, when we say, normally we'll say the jurisdiction to hear the matter is just the power or the authority to listen to your case in another province.
Right.
Because if there is a seat in Nelspruit, why should you are in that area? Why should you bring the matter to Pretoria?
Pretoria. Yeah.
In situations will depend on areas which are related to Mpumalanga but are next to Pretoria.
Right.
Then they will bring the matter to Pretoria. But if you are in Nelspruit, travel to Pretoria, you have costs
Right.
before anything. And remember, decisions that are taken in the High Court, magistrate court follow suit. When the magistrate in a magistrate court take a decision,
Yeah.
or in the regional court,
Yeah.
when we look at the judgments that were taken, we look at the decisions of a high court, not of a magistrate court. For instance, if I'm married in terms of customary law, and there is a judgment some years ago, when there is a dispute, the only standing judgment will be the judgment that of the High Court.
Right.
If the magistrate take a decision, will take it based on
The High Court.
the High Court decisions.
Right. 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. 20 after 6 o'clock. If you've just joined us, welcome to it. It is a live broadcast. It happens every Thursday evening right here on our platform, and we in collaboration with about 65 community radio stations across the country with different languages, and we'd like you to be part of that as well. We're also available on YouTube, Government ZA on YouTube. At a later stage, you can go and watch this and get to hear and see what has been happening here in the studio. So we'll be very delighted for you to do that. 0800 142 446, that's the toll-free number. We're available also on Facebook. It's the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. Twitter, it's DOJCD_ZA. You can have your comments and questions there. Joining us in the studio, Advocate Matume Mudiba, explaining to us just the different types of courts, and then we're going to jump into the High Court as we've alluded earlier on. Now, when you started, you said to me, cases that cannot be heard in the magistrate court.
Yes.
Is it cannot be heard, or maybe they are heard and then the cases are okay? So is it that the cases are complicated going forward, so they take it to the High Court, or they come to the High Court and immediately High Court says no, this one cannot sit here? How does it work?
The decision will be. Is murder in a township. I will give an example.
Okay,
a typical example.
Yeah.
We fought in a bottle store in a certain location. Yeah, that's one now fun trailing kabuke.
Yeah.
So if it happens, we are in a bar or Shebin Majoni's tavern. Then we fight for a girlfriend or whatever.
Yes.
We step each other and those things. Is what we have to say.
Yeah.
Then we are going to the first step. After reporting, you will be taken to the district court.
Yes. Okay. Then
the district court will decide. This matter is of a serious nature. Then it can go to. They will give you a bail in the district court. Then do the investigation. From the investigation, it can be decided, look, this matter is of serious nature. It goes to the regional court. But the person to decide, it will be the prosecutor. In the magistrate court, we have the ordinary prosecutors. Then we have the chief prosecutor in the district court. Then regional court, there is senior prosecutors.
Right.
So the senior prosecutors are the one to look at the matter, decide. If it goes to the High Court, it gets to a state advocate.
Right.
So the state advocate is the one acting as the prosecutor in those first courts, which is the regional court and the district court.
Yeah.
So in the High Court, we have in the criminals, we have the state advocate. That a prosecutor in the High Court is a state advocate.
Right.
Remember now in the High Court, in the district court, we have the clerks. You go, we are from townships. There is criminal court. There is people who will be capturing your cases, the dates, and so on.
Yeah.
Those are clerks. But in the High Court, there is another term. They are called registrars.
Okay.
So their mainly function is administrative, like the clerks.
Okay.
In the magistrate
it's just
court.
that they're on a much more higher level.
On a much higher level.
Okay.
And now they are also dealing with issuing of summons. The same duties, issuing of warrants and subpoenas, even in the High Courts. Then, particularly in High Courts, normally some are called taxi masters. If now I'm representing you, you think what I'm charging is too high. Then we say, bring the bill of costs to the taxi master. Then they will look at the file, the voluminous the file, and the statement and whatever you are saying. I've called Karabo today, consultation with Karabo, those type of things.
Yeah.
The registrar is going to look, by then, that person now is a taxi master. Then they are going to say a
Or
phone call.
Taxing.
Taxi master.
Okay.
Then they will take my bill. They will look at my bill saying, you called Karabo, informing Karabo of maybe your matter will be coming to court. We had a court date, which is the 10th of July. Come and consult.
Yeah.
Then charge, I will just estimate. People must not fear. I will say 50 rand.
Okay.
If it's a letter,
okay.
Then if it's that letter, when you do bill of costs, you are going to count per page. That is why normally you will hear, they will say per folio.
Yeah.
If I'm a senior, then it means I'm a silk. Normally people will say, I got a silk for my case.
Yeah.
A silk is a senior advocate. Then we have junior advocates. Some of us, we are still juniors. But the minute we reach from after 10 years, I'm a senior.
Right.
So the charges between me and the starting advocate,
That is what.
that is what.
Yeah.
And even the matters. The minute I go to High Court,
You take on different matters.
yes, then it climb a little bit of a better scale.
Yeah.
That is why in a High Court,
Yeah.
normally in our layman's language, but which advocate, who hira advocate, it means if some attorneys don't prefer to go to High Courts, they hire advocates.
Attorneys hire advocates.
Yes.
Oh, because now I get it, because of the ranking system.
Yes.
I see. 27 after 6 o'clock, 0800 142 446, 0800 142 446. You know, when you were talking about the taxing master. Yeah, I don't know, for some reason this evening ke kwa dilo fela ka botsebeng mona ke kulo ka re taxi marshal ke ra wa dia complicate vale dilo ba bolela ka taba tsa taxi vale. All right, okay, let's go to Pankha from Val. Okay, Patco. Okay, Patco is on the line. Something that's very interesting. I get him Mfundo. Mfundo, like I said, Mfundo is a colleague from Cape Town. So Mfundo is Xhosa. So I'm sure when he picked up the phone and Pankha called, Pankha ke Mosotho Mfundo. So basically, how you spell Pankha, as far as I'm concerned, it will be PHANKHA or NKGA, all right, depending on which side of Sesotho you're from, okay? Now, because you got a Xhosa speaking person, can you go to Pankra? Because because G for him is R, you see. So I'm looking at the screen and Pankra from Val, who's that? All right, okay, yes, Patco from Aliwal North. If Patco was from Northwest, we get BTH. Patco. Molotwa, all right. I've been told Molotwa is on the phone as well. All right, we're gonna get a hold of Patco now quickly. Molotwa, Lady Smith. All right, then we're gonna get a hold of Patco now quickly. Molotwa, Lady Smith.
Molotwa, Lady Smith.
Yeah, that's you. All right, can I ask you to please switch off your radio because I can hear myself in the background. I'm sure you can hear yourself as well. And then we can speak after that. Can you do that for me? Molotwa, can you close your radio?
Yes, I can hear you, but the radio is far from me.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear it in the background. Okay, go for it. Molotwa.
This is Pankha, sir.
Oh, Mudisana. All right, let's go. Let's Pankha.
Yes, my brother.
Let's hear. I'm all right in yourself, Pankra.
I'm glad, my dear brother.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
Okay, and then let me send my greetings to Advocate Matume.
He's listening. Yeah.
Okay, Advocate Matume Lentate Karabo, I have this problem. I understand the functionality, the High Court and the Supreme Court and all of those. So at the present moment, you can only case here a notice of motion to evict people in a house. But the person that wants to evict the people in a house is illegally himself, but he has the documentation that claims he's the legal owner of the house. So
When you say Panga, let me ask you quickly before I lose that. When you say he's illegal himself, what are you referring to that makes him illegal? I get over he's illegal, but on the documentation.
Yeah, he bought the house on a false pretension or intentions. He bought the house from the elder people, and then now he's the only guy who's alive. The rest of the people that were with him when he bought the house are no longer alive. So now he brought a notice of a motion to evict those people that are living in the house. To start with, I want to challenge his, or I want to dispute his ownership. So, but to dispute that ownership, I cannot do it in a local municipal, magistrate court. I have to go to a high court here, the advocate. So I don't have money, and then the attorney that I consulted was actually discouraging us to say, no, there's nothing that we can do, and so forth and so forth. So I just wanted to know if there is any other way where we can apply for funding just to go to the high court to dispute his, ownership.
All right. Let me ask you one more thing, Kape Panka.
All right.
Right. You are saying that he wants to evict people that are living in that house.
Yes.
Who are those people? Are they people renting, or are they family members?
No, are the family members, are the children of the deceased, the mother and then the part of the house. So, but he bought the house during the previous dispensation, and that as all of us can remember, during apartheid, there are people as black people who did not have a right to own houses, but who can only occupy a house via a permit. And therefore, as a result, you can only buy a house once we have a permit of that house. So that's where we wanted to dispute the ownership, because he's also a citizenship. He's a Lesotho guy, and then his citizenship is very, very questionable, because I'm told reliably so that the Home Affairs has actually rejected him to grant him the smart card, and then he went to the public protector. The public protector recommended that he must be deported. So I just wanted to know, where can we get assistance to get an advocate to assist us to dispute the ownership of the house?
All right. Panka, thank you so much for your call. Really appreciate it. I'm sure, yeah. All right. Ntate Mudiba has got it. So let's go to our next caller. This is Patco from Aliwal North. You know, Patco, I always wanted to go tease him with your name, but I always hold back. Hey, Patco? Patco, Aliwal North? All right, Patco Weedley. All right, let's try Mlotshwa, Ladysmith. Mlotshwa, Ladysmith. Hey, we got Ronaldo Gremlins on the system tonight. After the refresh quickly, and let's see if that'll work. 0800 142 446. That's 0800 142 446. It's a toll-free number if you're going to be calling from the landline. If you're calling from a cell phone or phone, we'll take your details down and the phone like a mamrago or reko wena. Chaka udibona jwang king says ka utushanga sona. Mkambu kona logo funu Paula. Bongayenza kanjalo. Shayela ucingo 0800 142 446. Ngathanda ukuzwa kuwe. Uthi na lezi zinto lesikhuluma ngazo lapha e-studio wena uzibona kanjani, mhlawumbe khona into ongafuna ukukhuluma ngayo, sikulalela, sifuna ukukulalela, sifuna ukukunceda. Shayela ucingo 0800 142 446. Patco is on the line. Patco,
abuti uyaphila?
Kapela bro, I always wanted to tease you ka lebitso la. I always say Patco from Aliwal North.
Ukambitsa fela ukafela Patco.
Kubadli. Wait to think about ubitsa mang, because ngeba udula Northwest ne ke tla ubitsa BTH.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you the stories of BTH in a later stage. Go for it, my brother.
All right, abuti ke lebile ke dibelsa lo ndate advocate ka mona. Okay. Actually, engwe fela ki statement fela. Kutlwile I think it was last week extra 40, and that Ronald Lamola are batloya ketsa the judges almost 100 and something. We include abomme what ba ke mohato motse o ne ga ithabela ntweno baneng na kwengata au ya bo tulonto tshwana le bo high court of months o rena kwengata ke bontate ba dula ba liteng ke ithabela ntweno. And then ke na le putso e one fela ndate Karabo.
Yes sir.
Una le mme ka mona ne. mme yena unachadile a ntsa chadile mme yena ausi wa monna wa hae a rekisa ntlo.
So sister-in-law,
without knowledge ya mme ye a nyetsweng marriage certificate e teng, title deed di bitsa mme le bana ba hae le ntate kaofela dintho di teng. No mme o ile a ntshuwa ntlong ya hae, no a ntse a ntshuwe ntlong ya hae a ya masepala a kgone gore a ka mo thusa. No tsamaya fela no a ntsa kopa mo dintlong tsena, no o hirile o na le di informal settlement tse teng ka mo a ileng teng, empa ntlo o na le yona, o na le bana. So no motho a jwalo ka thusala jwang hobane a se motho a sebetsang itse a qeta ho tijela ka tlung eno a be a sa fumana mosebetsi, no o fumana di-piece job tse tsa 2 days o se PW. So motho a jwalo ka thusala jwang cause di-document kaofela tse bolela gore ntlo ke ya hae o na chatele motho ena and then di teng o na le tsona kaofela.
So now the sister-in-law, okay, for this house e rekisiwe Patco, is it because the brother has passed on, or the husband has passed on rather?
No, the husband has passed on.
Yes, so the husband has passed on. So
Yes,
the sister-in-law comes now orekisa ntlo.
We rekisa without the knowledge ya
Ya meuna.
Eh.
Right. Okay. Kayibona. Hey, mara, it's bad. Hey. I don't know how she got it right. And you're saying, there's was there a will in place?
Ntoka ufela will iteng, title deed ya ntlo iteng, marriage certificate ka ufela document di teng.
Okay. All right. No, definitely. We'll jump onto that one later. All right. Thank you so much, Patco, Elwell North, Takalani Community Radio. We really appreciate it, guys. Mlotra is back on. Mlotra in Ladysmith. Mlotra going once. Mlotra, man, I've got a problem with your line, Brahman. For some reason, I'm not trying to be nasty with you, but man, a serious echo. Can you move around? All right, let's try to help you quickly. All right, go for it. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, ukubuza la ukuthi etheni umuntu usiphathe wabusa i-magistrate court ne, then ubani ozogcina ekhokhele ama-certificate LCD nakuthiwa i-case ezivile. That's number one. Number two, ukuphi umehluko phakathi kwe-magistrate court kanjalo ne-small court claims, I think something like that.
All right, Mlotra, I've lost your first question. I've got the second one. Differences between a magistrate court and a small claims court. Okay, yeah, all right. That one I have it. Okay, but the first one, ithini futhi ungayiphinda futhi?
Okay, let me say I did something maybe something to my friend. Let's say I am boxing. Then let's say ngiyayina a court. Then ubani ke manje ozokhokhela ama
All right. I think he pet him sileni actually. Betty Aham and Thank you so much, Mlotra. I really appreciate it. Let's go to Basimani in Rusty Dusty. Basimani.
Hey, Karabo, how's it?
Shapuring.
Sharp.
Mocha. Thank you for calling again.
Sharp. No, actually, last week when I could not get through, I wanted to teach you a little bit. When somebody said that you are talking too fast, I wanted you to respond that by telling them that you are a pilot by profession.
I'm sure the pirate.
You are a very fast man. Anyway, my question is, how binding is the ruling of the court? The reason I'm asking this is because there's a ruling. I'm not sure if the advocate is aware of the ruling of the old mutual manager who was fired, but the court ruled that it was illegal or he was unfairly dismissed, but the company is refusing to take him back. So I just wanted to check how binding is that. The other thing that I want to ask is the issue on life sentences. What do they actually mean by life sentences? Because there's a myth around us or among us that life sentence is 25 years. After 25 years, you are eligible for parole. Is that the case or not? That's what I wanted to check.
Thank you so much, Basimani from Rustenburg. Amblele, which team do you support? Pirates, Sundowns?
Amakhosi.
No wonder Noronha won't.
And I know Mosotho does not want to hear that.
No. Look, I mean, he's on his feet now. You should see how devastated he is. In fact, he's packing his bags. He's leaving. Thank you so much, Basimane, for calling in. Really appreciate it, my brother.
It's a pleasure.
20 minutes before 7 o'clock. Barki bua fast. Ta change di gera ga shapa ka lowa ge. 0800 142 446. It's a toll-free number. If you're calling from a landline, o ka se lefe selo ka nnete, o tlebentse o bua le rona mahala fela. Ke kopa gore le wena o ke o re leletse mogala. Re tle re utlwe gore na wena o di bona jang tse re buisanang ka tsona ka mo phaposing tsa rona tsa kgaso tsatsing la gompieno. 0800 142 446. Let's go to those questions quickly. All right. So here's a case. Yeah, property, which is very interesting. But the sister's got everything. Everything meaning it's got the will, title deed, marriage certificate, most probably death certificate as well. Yeah.
Copy or ID of the deceased. And his or the kids and so on.
Yeah, so basically Usha. It's got all the paperwork that's needed to prove Kore. She was married to this
Matome, who is the deceased, and the sister.
I tell sister-in-law. So what's your take?
Look, the correct way is, if the house was sold in that manner, and if indeed is the real truth, nothing else but the whole truth, then Mama can approach the legal aid. Because of her age, he doesn't work. He doesn't have salary. Legal aid will do their means test, then they will decide, appoint even their attorneys after 5 years or after 5 years of experience, or from 3 years up. You can approach the High Court and get a right of appearance in the High Court, so that they can take whatever, make an application to set aside that sale, to turn that sale back, so that the very person who sold the house does not have the right to sell what doesn't belong to her.
Yeah.
So if everything is in order, they approach the High Court. Then the High Court can declare that order of sale null and void. So he start afresh.
Yeah.
Mommy will go back to the house.
So the first step for her to take is to approach the Legal Aid SA.
Yes.
For assistance as far as finances are concerned.
Yes.
All right, perfect stuff. Now, here's another one that's got to do with property as well. House evictions. All right, somebody has illegally bought their house under false pretense. I don't know what they would have said for them to even be able to acquire that house. All right, the previous dispensation permit to.
Look, normally in our townships we have those type of challenges, and if there is proof, for instance, the neighbors and so on, there must be a proof of some sort. If he doesn't have the proof and the names, I cannot sell you a house without an attorney being there who's going to transfer as the conveyancer to transfer to make the sale. Okay. To say the house will be out from Karabo's name and whatever to Matumi as the new owner.
So property sales, when they happen, there must be a conveyancer.
Yes.
So nga se tle mo wena Matumi ga ra look ke re ki shantwe nge we tse loka no tlisha 5,000 mo re tla phela ka yona.
Because if you do it that way, when there is problem, where will you get the recourse? Because I can get my money and leave you. The minute you have now, we have to get an attorney and convenience to assist in transferring.
Yeah.
So buying a car and a house is a different thing.
Yeah.
So a car we can just do a transaction by ourselves. I give you a paper, you go to testing ground, and whatever is registered in your name is that.
Yes.
But the house is not like that.
Yeah.
A house, there must be an attorney a conveyancer will take everything, paperwork and everything, take it to register deeds. Normally there is deeds offices.
Yeah.
It's where they register houses. If you have a house, even now someone take your house, you go to deeds with your ID number and address. They punch your ID number, it will say Karabo properties, list of property. Karabo's house is 24 Tsedimusanga Street, and so on. It will tell you everyone your house and everything.
So this person who are rekileng mo, for these people who are being evicted, but this person,
But Sanjo, they must approach him through the legal process.
Of course. No, hey, man, the big route. So, but that's the route they're gonna go.
Yes.
So they must approach a legal representative.
Yes.
Who will then do it for them.
Yes.
Okay, I go this person. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
They can approach even legal aid.
They can. Oh, is it okay?
Yes. If they are not working, they can approach legal aid. Legal aid will hear their merit and decide. And if they agree with the terms of legal aid South Africa, then they will be assisted free of charge.
All right. Now, Mlojwa says now the difference between a magistrate court and small claims court.
All right.
You were like different
No.
one.
A small claims court is a court in a magistrate court. This is a court that assists in small claims, which will be from any amount till 20,000. In a small claims court, there is no need of assistance of an attorney or a legal representative. You approach it by yourself. You don't pay anything. The only thing that you will pay is when you need the services of a sheriff.
Or to
do the execution, saving. If you know my address and you don't want to come and give me those notices, then the sheriff will be paid. You'll render the cost for the sheriff to come and give me or Karabo, whatever.
But proceedings and everything that happens inside, you can do it yourself.
You do it yourself. You'll do it yourself.
All right, but Simani, we're going to answer your question now shortly. Just hang tight. Let me take Zama from Empangeni. Zama is on the line. Zama?
Hi.
Zama kunjani sis?
Siyaphila nani njani?
Ngiyaphila. Ngizocela ukuthi uvale umsakazo wakho mama.
Sengivalile already.
Ngibonga wena. Okay, khuluma nami sis.
Umbono wami ke ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi before ngishade ngathenga indlu esegameni lami.
Okay.
And then nothing like a few years after nothing ngiyashada.
All right, okay.
Ngashada umshado ohlanganisile.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Now, if ngenza will, my own will, ngiyakwazi ukuthi indlu yayisegameni lami before sishade ngiwile to my eldest son or ngiwile welokozana with property. Does it become a joint property since it's shadile in community, or ilokozana indlu engangiyithenge before shade will remain mine store?
Asazi Zama. Sizobuza. All right. Thank you so much, Sana Sam. Thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to Jan Ngosi from Mahikeng. Jan Ngosi from Mahikeng. Okay. Jan Ngosi from Mahikeng. Jan Ngosi from Mahikeng. Amarga uto hotola. Or I see Jan, get somebody else. All right. The caller on the line, who am I speaking to? All right, over here. Kilegere Jan as respond. I got a Janwa hotola. I don't know. All right, let's go to Ndlovu from Mamelodi. Kaslamakasi. Hi. That's where I was born and raised, by the way. All right, Ndlovu.
Broer, how's it?
Shapuzet, groot man.
Hi, number one.
Beno no promo call Kasla Makashi. Now, which side of Mamelodi are you from?
The capital city of Tshwane.
Thank you, Baba. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, that web editing is to go D4.
Yeah, I'm here right next to the cricket pitches, Expansion 5.
Thank you, Grootman. Go for it.
No, man. Good evening to the guests there in studio. I just want to ask something. I've heard a number of things when it comes to the high courts and stuff.
Yes, sir.
You will get someone, this person, for example, there's one person that is currently supposed to be coming to the court because the high court is in Pretoria, and they don't have the money.
Yeah.
How does it work for someone that is sitting somewhere far in Komati Port, for example?
Yeah.
And now this person is asked to come to the High Court in Pretoria, and they don't have the money. They really don't have the money. What then happens? Why Gungabinama satellite
high courts
maybe in all provinces, for example, so that it can be easy for people to come and do what they are supposed to do than sitting because they are far and they don't want to come and the case now.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nyaguzwa ke putwa. Nyaguzwa. Is it the only one that you have?
That's what I have from Capital Live.
Thank you, Grootman. Listening via Capital Live. Go Mamelodi da. Go di patrong da. Go carry fishing. Thank you so much for calling in. Really appreciate it, my brother. 0800 142 446. We've got about, if my mathematics serve me right, we've got about 14 minutes to go. We're going to make use of it. All right, let's jump into the questions. And Mudiba. All right, Basimani, how binding is the court's ruling? If an example, that one particular case.
Yes.
Right. And let's start with that. The second one, of course, he says life sentences. There's a myth is going around. Life sentence. You'll serve your 25 years, and after that, you're eligible for parole. So we'll jump into that. Well, let's start with this one. Yeah. How binding is the court's ruling?
The court rule is binding. If the employer fails, then it's a contempt of court. The employer have to abide. But if he fails, there is procedures to follow. The person will have to go back to the court and give the court, they will see what to do. It's part of labor law. In labor law, there are remedies. If I'm employer, I'm failing to comply with an order of court, they will deal with it in terms of labor law. Either they might be called to say, if you don't give me my job back, then what are other alternatives that you want to do? Is either you want to give me my salary or buy me out.
Okay.
Or you are going to give me a certain position, even though it might not be an executive position, if it will be. But the perks will remain.
All right. And then life sentences, Jela Chauri, Barwa Seva, always save for 25 years or Barno, Ronale possibility or Kacho.
Look, life sentence, because there was a case after 1994 that assisted many State versus Magunyan.
It was a trendsetter.
Yes. Then the Constitutional Court, because of the right to life in terms of Section 11 of the Constitution, Chapter 2, then doesn't allow that a person should be killed because that it was used in another dispensation.
Yeah, but we will capital punishment.
Yes.
Life sentence.
Now life sentence 25 years. From 25 years.
Oh.
You serve 25 years. Then after you served, then you get parole, you are back. If it will depend on the way, the pronouncement of the judgment.
Okay.
It's either I killed you with stealing from you and do other things. Then they might say, count 1, 25 years. Count 2, 25 years. Count 3. They can read about 5 or 6 life sentences. But if they say those sentences will run concurrently, will run concurrently with each other, you are going to stay for 125 years.
Oh,
chances are they will decide on parole. The issue of parole depends with correctional services. They have their board.
Okay.
It's not that the judge, when says eligible to parole after so many years, is final. It will depend by your conduct after being sentenced.
All right. Zama comes in, and then Zama wants, hey, Zama. Yeah, Zama. Yo. Yeah. All right, Zama's not there. Okay. No, Zama is there. No, don't worry. My colleagues is like, no, she's not on the line. Don't worry, I've taken her already. Zama came in, and she wanted to find out. She says, look here. All right. I bought me a property before I got married. All right. And I can always see I bought me some property before I got married. All right. And then, okay, that property was bought. She wants to now find out 2 years after buying the property. Now, dude comes in, puts a smile on Zama's face. Wawela Zama. Bamunyala Zama. Zama ya lo di khupullo gore banna yeo o to dira jwa jwa property ele wela kae because in community of property. Yeah,
look, the minute you sign in community, despite at what time of marriage you buy or you have debts, that debts or whatever is good or bad is for the joint estate. That's the unfortunate part of it.
Even previously bought stuff.
Yes.
Like in this, so basically, answer is one.
Yes.
Property like number B.
Yes.
We are using Zama. But you are wayitenga before. I was running away from that actor. Yeah. Before you got married, okay. It belongs to the two of you now that you've married in community of property. That's how the law works.
When they start, they wrote other things that we don't know. If you start to say yes, I agree, we can marry in community, then we must have clause. But if from the day of marriage, everything is silent, the only thing that will talk will be, look, I have a house that I bought before this marriage. My intention is 1, 2, 3. You agree. And when you agree, you make it in...
Oh, it's going to be documented.
Yes. So that...
So there's a clause to it.
Yes.
So that type of marriage is still in community of property or by between community of property?
No. Sometimes... I didn't want to get there, but I will. So when we get married, they will be married out of community of property, right? Without profit, without loss.
Okay.
That one is like girlfriend and boyfriend.
Okay.
Then we have marriage out of community of property with accrual.
Okay.
So in that marriage, whatever we have, if we are going to divorce, we are going to look at the time of marriage. At the time, Rinyalana, I have 0 assets. When we are about to divorce, I have 100,000 worth of property and monies.
Right.
So at that time, when the other party have million.
Right.
So now we are going to look. We are going to say from million, they have difference. Accrual system applies. The one with less will get half from the other. Mm-hmm. It might be me or you as a lady. You are going to share half to me. Then just to be equal. So I want people to see it. They must consult before. Let's not sit and hear it from another way. Out of community, that is why most people say, when you marry out of community of property, there must be an ANC. Most people say, why do you bring ANC, African National Congress? It's not ANC. It is anti-nuptial contract. Ante before.
Right.
Ante means before.
Yeah.
Nuptial is a marriage.
Right. Okay, great stuff. And then Lovu Grotman Lagala Mamelodi phones in there are chance the Tomputa Fela one. I gotta maybe I need to go to court, to the High Court in Pretoria, and Nakaploma Gompumalanga. Hey, transportation is a problem. Any assistance that I could be given to get access to the High Court?
Look, it depends. If it's a criminal matter, normally the investigating officer can arrange with the counterparts, the other side.
Okay.
They transport you.
Okay.
Or you can borrow money. You let the investigating officer being aware that I'm from this place. I'm without money. I'm going to borrow. You borrow money that side. You come to court. Then they will refund you.
All right. All right, let's take a caller quickly. 0800 142 446. Excuse me, 0800 142 446. All right, we're going all the way to Durban and we're chatting to Mr. Naidu from Durban. Mr. Naidu? I beg your pardon. Naidu from. Yeah, Mr. Naidu, are you there?
Yes, Ngosi.
Oh, Ubabuyan Ngosi. Nanzoge. Ubabuyan.
Yebo baba kunjani baba?
Angiyaphila mfowethu kunjani?
Thank you school.
Yithera.
Every time when you go to the court, you are being advised that you must see an advocate or an attorney. Whereas these people, they don't actually serve our rights. Now, is it not somewhere where I can say I can represent myself? Because at some point, we are being just taken for a ride. We pay a lot of money to the attorneys. In return, they pay the advocate just for a matter to be heard in High Court.
Yeah.
But yes, it may, the promotion of justice, access to justice for all, can't I be able to represent myself in High Court? Because really, our system, is failing us. I'm telling you, if you take your matter to one of these advocates or lawyers, they are sitting with your case, they are sharing the cases, they are discussing the cases, you give him that. It's like a chess. You give me this one, I give you that one. You lose your case just on technicality amongst themselves. And there's nowhere we can say a lay person can represent himself in High Court.
Right. Right. Access,
promotion of access to justice.
To all.
To all, yes. You don't have to go. You look like abantu baphethe ukukhuluma labo bathi. We have a matter here.
Yeah.
Now, when you are supposed to attend to this matter, you are told to go to a lawyer, to see a lawyer or an advocate. You don't have money. What do? You have to go for an estate. You are being told that the estate is beyond this money. You cannot represent yourself. You have to find an advocate or an attorney who in return is going to chow everything that you have.
Look,
going to take your career.
Baba. Nyabong, Baba Ngosi.
Thank you.
Hey, Tada, we're just about to wrap up. We've got about 3 minutes to go. Baba Ngosi, if only Baba Ngosi could see how many heads were shaking in the studio. Yes, you don't understand. There's about 4 or 5 heads that were shaking in the studio once he said that can't I represent myself? Ndadamuriba. Okay, I've been told Naidu. Okay, all right. I've been told there's Mr. Naidu on the line. He's back again. We tried to call him earlier. We could not get a hold of him. You're the last one, Mr. Naidu, Durban. Mr. Naidu in Durban. Okay, all right. Okay, say Vala chance. All right, say Vala. We're not taking any more calls. All right, there we go. So, and I saw you shaking your head as well. And I got Tatamudi is an advocate as well. Barale the case the mixer. But you're not serving the interests of the people. That's one of the things that he said. He says, now, can I represent myself? If I feel these guys are not gonna They're not going to represent my interest, really. Can I represent myself?
Look,
Go High Court. Let me just mention, go High Court, by the way.
It depends on which matter. If it's a criminal matter, they will tell you have a right to represent yourself.
Oh, you do have that right.
Yeah, they will tell you in a criminal matter normally you have a right for an attorney of your choice, an attorney by the state, or represent yourself. But understand the consequences of representing yourself.
What are they?
In a criminal matter, they will be engaging with asking of question and other things. If you don't have that technique, you won't do it.
But what technique do I need?
You will be given chance to ask questions.
Yeah.
If you think or you feel you are good,
Yeah.
you can represent, you can take that risk.
Okay, but that's what they call cross-examination, right?
When we come to cross-examination and re-examination.
And re-examination, yeah.
So remember, if we re-examine, we close the gaps. So when who's going to lead you? They will ask you what happened on that day. You tell the story, but there is no one who coaches you how to engage.
Okay.
That coach is important. So after, if you fail to ask other questions, when they give judgment, say, these guys were unfair. They didn't give me a chance to mitigate. Sometimes they will say mitigation. You don't understand or
Right.
or they say to you, address this court on exceptional circumstances.
Right.
So you don't understand what those circumstances are. And at that time, then we need to roll up everything.
Yeah.
So you are at a loss.
Chances
now.
are you will lose.
You will lose.
My goodness me.
As long as you don't have a good case, don't try it. But if you have a good case, you feel you have good case, try it. If it works for you, then it will work.
But it's not advisable.
It is not.
Okay, great stuff. Advocate Matume Mudiba wants to wrap up something. We've got about a minute or so, Advocate. Maybe you want to go into that very, very quickly. I've got a very important announcement to also do there. But do yours first, and then I'll jump into their announcement that I have.
I want to inform listeners that Mpumalanga High Court will be officially opened in Nelspruit tomorrow, which is the 8th. Remember, the Mpumalanga division was inoperational started to work from the 1st May 2019. And on the 12th May, the Mpumalanga had the first sitting in a new building in Mbombela.
Right.
And the old sitting place in Middelburg is being renovated.
Right.
And the first judge who's leading the Mpumalanga is Francis Legodi, presided on the 13th of May for the first ever in Mpumalanga as the judge of the new based High Court in Mpumalanga, which will officially be open tomorrow, so that people must not travel from Mpumalanga to Pretoria. That court consists of 12 court rooms, of which 5 now are in use.
Right.
3 civil, 2 criminal, and 1 additional court is the civil magistrate court, and others will be utilized in the near future. When the roll pile ups, it will be used.
Something that's very interesting, in addition to what you've just said now, is the fact that President Cyril Ramaphosa will be joined by Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola and Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Patricia de Lille to mark this important milestone in the program that will be aiming to provide access to justice for all. So answer that question, if what are the implications? So it deals on that. Let's land this plane now. And thank you so much to you, Ndate Advocate Matume Mudiba, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for the listeners to listen to us.
All right, and thank you so much to Masoto Stone on controls, Mfundo Makaba on technical telecommunications as well. He'll be boarding on the first flight out of this place tomorrow to Cape Town. Travel very safe. From myself, Karabolanso Stogolana Saba Pedil Matebele, Re Gonamo. Ciao for now.